Hi everyone, I'm Sarah, Childhood Finds. It's time for the weekly What Sold video. We're looking at sales from November 10th through November 16th of 2025, and sales have definitely improved from the previous few weeks. This week actually feels a bit like fourth quarter. It's got hints of fourth quarter in it. I have 78 sales that went out. 66 were on eBay, 6 on Poshmark, 2 on Depop, 1 on Mercari, and 3 on Etsy. So cross-listing went pretty well this week. And the total value of the items that went out was around $2,140. And that doesn't include shipping. So I took out the shipping on that. So that's just what the item values were. And I still managed to list 65 items for right around $3,000 worth. It was not my goal. I had a lot of mental health and personal struggles this week that I wasn't able to work like I wanted to. But I'm still pushing through and doing what I can. And so I'm going to celebrate that those are some valuable items I listed. So that's kind of nice. And then what I want to do in this video before I get started on sharing some sales with you is I have been trying to shop on Poshmark, eBay for any gifts I need, any personal stuff. I'm going on a trip in a couple weeks, so I've been trying to get stuff for that. And so I've been trying to support the platforms that I make my living on. And so what I'd love to do, especially during this fourth quarter Christmas season and holiday season, is if you would like to put down your store in the comment section, put maybe a description of what you sell. I know that might be hard if you're like me and it's all the above, but put a description of what you sell, maybe a little bit about yourself for fun. And if you have a social media channel, go ahead and put that down there. I don't mind. The only times I mind if you promote yourself are on TikTok. I have people that will literally go to every video I have and then comment on every other person's comment, their social media stuff. That's wild. That's a lot. But I don't mind if you want to promote yourself a little. I want to start, if I'm going to grow my social media, I would like to give others the chance to kind of help as well. So that's what I want with this journey is I want growth in myself and to see growth with others, because doing good to others has helped keep me afloat. And that's what I want to continue to do. So if you want to put your social medias down there, just make sure to say where it's to: Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, etc. I'd love to have you guys do that so that we can all support each other. And that being said, I'm still working on my Facebook and TikTok, growing those. And that's going pretty well. You know, I've definitely got some growth going on those channels. So I am very happy with that. If you'd like to go and support me on those by either just following or liking a video, that's always going to be appreciated. But I am happy with the growth over there. And I think that's all I have to say. And let's go ahead and look at some souls. I have quite a few to share with you. This was definitely a week of bread and butter items because if you watch my channel, you know me, I am very happy selling $10 to $20 items. It's what pays my bills. And that's going to be a lot of what I sold this week, but I do have some good ones to share as well. Let's start with some holiday sales. This is Hallmark 2022 Can't Wait for Cookies Snowman Magic Keepsake Ornament, and it sold for best offer of $10. I also believe this is the Jingle Pals for that year, and I think that's a more valuable one. This is Dakin Frou Frou from 1984. This has been listed for probably close to 2 years, and it did sell for $13.25. This is an LA Kings Hockey Reebok Center Ice collection. I don't remember picking this up ever, but it sold for $14.20 and probably have $1 into it. That's usually what I'll pay for a hat. This is the Linco Critter Collection Kids Backpack. It's a monkey and it had its tag still. It was nothing special, but it sold for $14.20. I got it for like 50 cents at a yard sale. This is Mikasa Xena Stainless Serving Set of 3, and it sold for a best offer of around $28 or so. I'm not showing you near what I sold of it, but I sold a lot of flatware this week. This is the time where you're selling those dishes and flatware that have been sitting around because people want to get them ready for Thanksgiving and holidays. So I probably sold 20 to 30 listings worth of flatware this week. This is Kelly Toy Panda Bear. This has also been listed for probably 2+ years, but it finally sold for $20.85, and it's actually going international. This is a cool one. It's a pewter rattlesnake snakehead belt buckle, and I took a best offer of $55 because, again, I don't want to fight over a few dollars right now. I just want to get things moving. This is Toll Stainless Hotel Shell Design Place Oval Soup Spoons. This came in a set where it was a bunch of different patterns, and it sold for $42.95, and it's been listed for probably a year, but flatware's really flying out the door right now. I need to get some more listed. This is Takahashi San Francisco long-haired white cat. This thing is adorable, but also reminds me, I still had priority mail on this. This is before the change to Ground Advantage, and this one never got switched over, and that is why it's been sitting for so darn long. I need to go back and look at all of my older big listing or like heavy item listings, because I know there's still a couple lingering with priority mail. And that definitely makes the item sit now because that cost is high. But this sold for $10.95 finally. This is a blown glass angel ornament, American flag. This one I couldn't find anywhere, didn't have a brand or anything, but still sold for best offer of $15, and I got it for 2 at a yard sale. This is a Lenox laurel leaf oval tablecloth, and it sold for $28.45. This is a really cute belt buckle as well. It's a Bergamot Brassworks owl belt buckle. This sold for $18.95, and it sold very, very quickly. It feels good. I am officially completely and fully in the profit on both of my both of my belt buckle and Franklin Library books buys. I am almost double or close to double on the belt buckles, and the Franklin Library I'm a few hundred into the profit, and that's after fees and everything. So it feels really good to know that the rest of what I sell will be going into my pocket, and I am just very happy for those. I have officially listed all of the Franklin Library books. But I still have a lot of belt buckles to get through because there's a lot that are going to need cleaning and assessing on what to do with them because they're not perfect, etc. But those are definitely great buys to get back to back. This is a brass Deer Family 3-on wood base. This has been listed for at least probably a year and a half, and it sold for $28.45, but I only have $1 into it. This I got from my local source, and it's a Scott Drake gas cap billet with running horse emblem Mustang, and it was new in the packaging, so it made it pretty easy to list, and I took a best offer of $112. This is another Franklin Library. This is The Works of Aristotle, Volume 3, because I had 3 or 4 sets that, of course, were missing 1 or 2 books from each set, to where those sets would have been worth $300-$400, but they weren't complete, and so I just decided, I saw that they were selling by themselves, that I would just sell them one by one. This is the Fontanini Gloria Angel 12-inch scale nativity figurine. This one, you've seen these. I think I have one left. I took a best offer of $65 because I don't want to go through another holiday season with it. These have been listed since February, so it makes sense that I'm finally getting them out the door now. This is a solid brass belt buckle Sturm Ruger symbol vintage advertising. This sold for $42, and I only had this priced like $20 at the gun show that I just did for my dad's estate because I took a couple of belt buckles, and no one bought it. But it was slow there at the gun show too, so it's definitely everywhere is feeling it right now. This is EMDT First Hungarian D20 Society Fantasy RPG. Sold for $113.95. It did take probably 4 or 5 months to sell, and I had a ton of low offers on it. But I just waited it out, and it finally sold for full price. This is a 1940 to 1963 inclusive Buick Master Chassis Parts book, and this one sold for best offer of $30. I have a few of the stuff from my manual buy going out today or this week. This is a Premier Feather Tether bird harness, hot pink, sold for best offer of $15. Got it for $1 or less at a sale. This I've had listed for a little while. I paid $2 at an estate sale, and it's Legends of Dune Trilogy. It's the box set, and it was sealed, and it sold for $61.70. Here's my most valuable Franklin Library that went out this week, and it's a Book of Common Prayer, and this one was signed, and it did sell for $94.95. I will be honest, because I do have more into some of these Franklin Library books, I usually have best offers on at all times for all of my listings, but I turned it off for 95% of my Franklin Library books because I've already priced them. I already priced them so competitively, and I know that I did, that I just want to wait to see if they can sell for the price I'm asking or the small sales I run of 5 to 10%. And that's okay to do, because as long as you know your pricing well, because I know that I was very competitive, and I just didn't want to give people who are asking 20, 30, 40% off. And sure, if these sit for 2 years, then I will take that. But right now I want to try to get their value. And this is a 1948 Buick Dynaflow transmission manual and Dynaflow Drive Revised Edition. These weren't worth a ton apart, so I just put them into a lot, and it sold for $34.95 and went international. This is a latch hook Christmas tree skirt. I got this at either right at the end of holiday season or somewhere right around or near holiday or end of holiday last year. So it's been sitting for about a year, and it sold for, I think it was the best offer, right around $37.50, and I paid $4.99 at a Salvation Army for it. This is a Fisher Price Little People Deluxe Christmas Story. This was not a great buy. I was kind of sad because I got this from a rummage sale that usually checks all of their items to make sure that what they're selling is complete. Like I've had them literally write on board games, complete, 98% complete, etc. This was missing a couple pieces, so I was a little sad they didn't put it on there. But it sold for $18. I paid $5. I probably wouldn't have bought it if I knew it wasn't complete, but it sold and I made a little bit. This is a 1989 San Diego Firefighter Centennial belt buckle, and it sold for $50 on a best offer. Definitely had some of the good belt buckles go out. I had a lot that went out this week as well for $10 and $12. That's what I mean about the bread and butters. I'm only showing you guys some of the better ones and some others sprinkled in, but I had a ton of flatware going out for $10 and $20 and a lot of belt buckles going out for $10, $15. This is Disney Scene It Deluxe Edition board game, and this was in the tin. It's more valuable if it's in the tin, and of course it was sealed, so it sold for $24 on a best offer. This is Gourmet Settings Moonlight Hammered Stainless Dinner Fork set of 6, and that did sell for $33.20. Back to the board games, I've definitely slowed down on picking up board games. Their shipping can be a fair amount, so I am very picky on the ones that I pick up because they take up space and they do take some time to sell. So I'm a little more picky on them. I have to share this bundle that sold on Poshmark because it's just eclectic, and that's why I list pretty much everything on Poshmark, because it's not just clothes and shoes that will sell. I sell very little clothes and shoes over there. And this is a Mike name cutout belt buckle. And then they also came and bought this giant animal rummy card game. And then they're like, I'm also going to get this Aurora elephant woolly mammoth thingy. And all of those 3 sold in a bundle for $28. And I'm cool with that. I probably have $3 or so into all of those. I also have this Whimsy Clay ceramic bride cat, Amy Lacombe. I've talked about these Amy Lacombe cats for a while, but I haven't sold them in quite a while. They have these little balls on the whisker that help identify them, and they're just stinking adorable. This sold for $15, but this one was listed quite a while. Some can sell for $45 and $50 though. This is New Balance men's black walking shoes, size 14D, sold for $45 on an offer on Poshmark. They were tenanted in a estate sale. Then this sold on Etsy, and it's a 1979 In Fairyland Pictures from the Elf World. This was a cool little book. Sold for $18.95, and I got it for 50 cents at a small estate sale. Then I had a couple belt buckles go out there, and this is the 1992 Harley Davidson Born to Be Wild belt buckle. That sold for $34.95. And then I also had this He-Man one sell from 1984, and that sold for $29.95. 2 Depop sales, and I have this tarantula spider. This guy is one of my favorites. He is so stinking cute because he's just like a fat little one. He's adorable. And it sold for $25 on a best offer on Depop. And then our final one on Depop is this NFL Pro Line Reebok Polo San Francisco 49ers. and it sold for $19 on a best offer. So I am happy with the cross listing sales. I have been a lot more diligent about cross listing. It's probably one of the first times I've really dedicated every night. I do some, and I am happy with the results. So hoping that continues. And that's all I have to share with you today. So thanks so much for joining me, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.